Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I'm Daniel, the host of Sweet Berry World. Today, we are out and about. Uh, just dropped my daughter off at preschool, and now we're headed back home. I have a son who's feeling under the weather, so he's home with me today. Um, yeah, so I feel like projects are piling up, and it's winter, and it's really a difficult season, but time's going by fast. I gotta kind of start planning for my garden next year. All right, I think I want to get some blueberry bushes this year. I want to get some lavender. Um, I probably want to try strawberries, but I think I'm just gonna get like conventional strawberry plants. Like I found it really hard to find organic strawberry plants, so I'm probably gonna go with a different vendor if I find organic strawberry plants for sale. Um, I have a lot of work to do. I want to grow strawberries without plastic. Like all of the organic strawberry farms, they seem to use like plastic to keep the weeds at bay. I don't know if there's a way around that, but I need to start investigating and start getting like my plan together for for the garden for next year. I know we're like 4 months away from being able to plant anything, maybe five, but you can never start too early, especially if you want to maximize, a short season like we have in the Midwest. Um, I'm probably going to utilize Seed Time for planning. There's a link in my description if you want to check it out too. They have a free trial. And they'll give you $5 in free seeds. All you need is an email address to sign up to use their free tool to plan for your garden. I've had a few subscribers sign up for that, and you know, it's definitely interesting to take a look at to see if it's a tool that'll help you maximize your garden. My garden's pretty big because I'm trying to sell at the largest farmers market in the United States. We successfully went to one farmers market this year, and I didn't have a lot of produce. I didn't time things very well. I wasn't very organized, and honestly, I had access to Seed Time. I knew about Seed Time, but I didn't use it to its fullest potential. So I feel like, if I had used Seed Time to hold myself accountable, and to, know when to plant, know when to weed, know when to harvest, I could have planned out maybe a few more farmers market trips, um, with actual sellable produce. Um, but there's always next year. That's the fun thing. There's always next year, even though nothing's guaranteed. Um, you can always try again in theory if it all went according to plan. So I feel like, you know, November went by fast. We're in the cold weather now. We might hit 40 degrees again, which is gonna feel warm after the last week. But um, yeah. So on a day when my son's homesick, I'm probably gonna be inside working on maybe my YouTube channel, working on planning for my garden, looking up, what plants am I gonna buy, where can I find the best prices. Those are things that a real good farmer or gardener might do in November even, but it's never too late, and it's certainly early still. Um, but some of the nice bushes and trees and shrubs from some of the wholesalers can already be spoken for next year. So you definitely want to get in on all of the plant stuff early. Yes, indeed. But I'm also in this group for learning about how to go viral. Jenny Hoyos. Uh, you can't. There's no way that I can be Jenny Hoyos, right? I'm not 20 years younger. I I don't I don't go to a lot of fast food places. I don't know. I'm not gonna be Jenny Hoyos, but she is doing this program to teach people how to make viral videos for the next 21 days. I think it's day 4 today of the 21-day deal. Um, there's like a Discord group. There's some videos, some video lessons that she put together. Anyway, I'm doing it. It's day 4. Um, it's kind of there's a lot of information there. A lot of it is like common sense and stuff I already kind of know, but I mean, I'm only on day 4. I'm sure concepts and things are going to get a little more interesting. And there's a ridiculous amount of information to read. And in the Discord group, Jenny Hoyos is like literally responding to questions and all sorts of things. So it's kind of cool. I haven't really asked any good questions yet, but if I ask a question and she responds to one, I'll probably make a video about it. You know, because she's got 6 million subscribers and a couple billion views, so I might as well piggyback on somebody who's you know doing YouTube right. But anyway, I have to catch up. I haven't really been keeping up on all the education for the last 4 days, so probably you know study a little bit so I can get better at making videos. Obviously, this live stream is not one of the better videos, but we'll get there someday. I think it's a process. I think it takes more than 2 years. I think it takes 3, 4, 7, 10 years. I might even need to start a new channel because this one has just been my, you know, this one's like my beater channel. Like, like if you're using analogies and you have an old car that has no value except it gets you from point A to point B, I think that's what this channel is. Unless I can totally change the dynamics of it. So, welcome to Sweetberry World, where I'm just getting from point A to point B. I gotta figure out what videos I'm making, who my audience is, all sorts of stuff. And then the scary thing is I think only 14% of YouTube channels actually make YouTube money. So I think that's like 2 million channels make even $100 a year in YouTube ad money. So I'm gonna need to really probably kick it into a different gear to get anywhere close to being one of the 2 million channels. But we'll get there. It's my mission. Even if it takes me 20 years to figure out. So, all right, we're back home. I think I look tired. Either that or I aged 10 years overnight. But I definitely feel tired. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to wake myself up. Even though I've been awake since for the last, what,
3 hours. I've been awake for 3 hours, but it looks like I just rolled out of bed. I feel like I'm rolling out of bed. I also think I'm coming down with a sickness. And my boy, he's sick too, so that's probably what it is. I'm probably fighting something. And my body's saying, hey bro, you're sick. What's going on? I think that's the theory. I do have a little headache forming. I am gonna have an identity crisis. All right. I'm running out of socks. So as you can see, I'm using arm sleeves that I use in the summertime. I cut holes in my socks and then I put them on my arms to keep the sun off, but that still allows me to wear like short sleeve shirts. Super awesome.
Can I watch a show?
Yeah, upstairs.
Upstairs?
Uh-huh. Did you eat breakfast?
No, but I feel like
Good. All right. Do. All right. See, here's the thing. With YouTube, you have to literally live and breathe, eat and sleep YouTube. It's like starting a business, right? Like, let's just say you have an idea. You got to go to the patent office or whatever, and you got to fill out a bunch of paperwork. You got to get an LLC. You got to get a business banking account. You got to just the endless list of stuff just to start the business. Then you got to, get on your computer, make your widget, go to a manufacturer, get prices, uh, get loans. Like, it's just endless. And then you got to hustle, and then you got to make your sales, and you got to hire people. It's just like, that's the same thing here with YouTube. It's like starting a business, except the barrier to entry is like your phone. And then it's just a grind. And so a lot of my videos are just me grinding, and you can see, like, I shouldn't even be live streaming right now. I shouldn't. I should just like rest my eyes. I have nothing to speak about that would impact anybody in a positive way. And like, the whole point of YouTube is like, you want to make videos that have a positive impact on somebody else. Like, they need to get value out of it, right? And so I guess the only value that you could make a stretch that I'm giving is like maybe friendship. Maybe somebody watches my videos and sees that I'm a real human being, and maybe they don't know how to make friends like me. I don't know how to make friends. That should be my channel, like making a friend. I'm old, and I have kids. I keep busy, and I don't know how to make a friend. I used to know when I was in like school. It's just like, you're like, hey, you want to be friends? It's easy. You just walk up to somebody, you're like, hey, you want to be a friend? I still feel like that's how you make friends. Like, you just see a random stranger and you're like, hey, let's be friends. But it doesn't work that way when you get old, because you've experienced a lot of pain. Friends have hurt you, stolen something from you, called you a name. Something happened. And so, like, I think for the majority of adults, they don't just walk up to somebody, smile, and say, hey, you want to be friends? Let's play. It doesn't work that way. And so it works that way for me. Like, I would do that, In fact, I have done that. In fact, when I moved in to this house, I was working on my garden. A neighbor pulled up, came out of his car, and I started getting teary-eyed. And I'm like, I probably scared him. I'm like, man, I need a friend. Like, I think he's like, and then he left, and he's only stopped by like once a year, maybe tops since then. I would just be friends with somebody, um, you know, like snap. Just that's how I work. Just like little kids, you know. But the rest of the world doesn't work that way. And I think it would be incredibly rare. And then the thing is like the stakes are so much higher when you're older because money's involved and everybody's hustling and you know, like the big trust factor. Like you don't know these people, right? And are they gonna like swindle money out of you? Are they gonna steal your tools? Are they all these dumb thoughts like put hesitation because that that's just the way it is. Uh, I mean, you got to be smart. You don't just give your this person you met off the street the keys to your house. I mean, but anyway, it's just hard making friends. So I guess me live streaming my mediocre existence, like, oh, I took my daughter to school today. I'm driving a school bus. I'm like, I don't know. Like maybe the value is like, oh, here's a real human being, and so I can be friends. Maybe that's the value I'm giving the world right now with my channel. I don't know. But anyway, so there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure for me. And the tasks pile up. I have things that I should be doing that I'm not doing. Like I hit a car, or no, I hit a deer with a car, and I need to fix the front end if I want it to be drivable. But yet I'm live streaming instead of buying parts for the car. But I'm nervous that if I buy parts for the car, that I'm gonna figure out that I need to buy more parts for the car. Or maybe there'll be bolts that didn't come with the parts that I bought, and then I'm gonna have to spend like 2 weeks figuring out what bolts to buy. So I think it's like a lot of times when I have a to-do list and it piles up, I probably feel anxiety that it's just going to take a ridiculous amount of time. It's not going to be fun. I'm going to make mistakes and then I'm going to want to do other things and then my list is going to get bigger. But I think fear is a liar. Right? There's a song. Fear is liar. I don't know. So I think I just need to order a part for my car today, like right now. I think that would be great. That would help me to check a thing off of my to-do list. I think the biggest part I need to order would be this radiator, like front end piece of plastic. It like holds the radiator to the frame, and it shattered when I hit the deer. And it's a kind of a structural piece for the front end, and I think a lot of the rest of the bumper and everything and the headlights kind of tie into that. So I think I think it'll accomplish quite a bit if I order that piece. I also need a headlight. I need a fender. I mean, I could probably bend everything back into shape, but I think if I get a new fender on the passenger front side, that'd be good. And right there, we're looking at like probably $400 just with those three items. I might need a new bumper, There's some other grill pieces for the car. I mean, I'm pretty sure I priced out like $700 worth of stuff, but I'm not an expert. It's probably going to be 1,000. The hood is pretty good. I could probably just bend the hood back into shape. I mean, it doesn't need to look good. It literally, if I can get that car running, it's going to save gas and it's going to save the new vehicle, the new reliable vehicle that we just bought. Because I mean, I'm probably driving 80 miles a day just to get my daughter to school. Because I got to drive there, drive home, drive there again, drive home, and it's like 14 or 20 miles, or I don't know what it is, 17 miles one way. I got to do that 4 times. And then my other daughter works at the Dollar General because that's the only place to work when you live in the country, unless you live in a big city. But I got to drive like 40 miles every time she works, and she's only been getting 3.5 hour shifts. Like like when she applied for the job, I was thinking, great, she can work 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday, and really rake in the money. But they're giving her like 3.5 hours, and that doesn't. You don't drive 40 miles to work 3.5 hours a day. Uh, it's not sustainable. I'm just trying to help her save up to save up enough money to buy her own car, and then she is hopefully independent and can make more money and stuff like that. But right now it's like I'm driving a ridiculous amount of miles, so I really need to get this car back into good shape. Um and then what else am I going to do? If I order some parts for the car, then I need to price out. I want to do strawberries again next year. I mean, if I'm going to be a berry farm, I need to do strawberries. So I'm going to probably look up organic strawberries that I can order. I'm not going to order them from the same place as last year because their last send out date was the last week of March. But I mean, we still get nasty weather after that, and it did not work out. They were sitting in my garage for a month, and that was $600 basically wasted just for the plants to be certified organic. That's painful. You got to have a short memory when you're farming because, like, if you're trying to nickel and dime and go really slow to build something up and you get losses, like entire like projects, like that whole project just entirely lost. So sad. You got to have just short-term memory. I could sit here and have a good cry over those strawberry plants, but I want to get strawberries again. I want to get lavender. I want to try lavender. I love lavender farms. Like it's just so cool. And you can do like, you know, you can sell lavender soap and lavender essential oils and lavender chocolate and lavender ice cream and books about lavender. Like you can really do some cool stuff. I've seen some really cool farms. Uh, all of this is pipe dreams, but you got to start somewhere. So I need to start like preparing to put in an order. I want to get some blueberry bushes. I didn't get any last year. I really need to interplant different varieties so they can cross pollinate. And I didn't really know about that. I thought they were self-fertile. I didn't like I just made the cardinal error to like just buy stuff and then plant it. But I was like trying to weed my blueberry bushes and doing some research, and then I came across cross pollination and how you need to plant different varieties together to get like bumper crops and stuff. So that definitely answers my question as to why I've not been getting blueberries yet. So anyway, I need to like go figure out what varieties I have already planted and then get an equal amount of different varieties so I can actually get harvestable blueberries. So yeah, I got a lot of projects. I'm still scrubbing the basement to get rid of the mold because we had like 8 inches of rain in the course of 3 days in July, and our basement flooded. We were like running out the basement for like 6 hours with 5 gallon buckets of water, trying to make sure it didn't keep rising. There was a waterfall going into the basement. The power was out because a tree had fallen on a power line in the middle of nowhere. So it took them forever to get the power back on so our sub pumps could suck the water out. Um, yeah, lots of projects, lots of overwhelming feelings. And then on top of that, like I'm trying to get this YouTube channel going, and if I want to be one of the 2 million channels that are making $100 a year, oh my gosh, I gotta totally do something different. I've been doing like YouTube shorts, some trends, some silly stuff, and like that helps your growth, but I don't know. It's like I don't want, I don't really want a bunch of silly stuff all the time. Like, I want to do like, I want to have a real channel that talks about gardening and farming and stuff. And all the real channels that are successful, they're pretty serious. Like, they, they do a lot of serious videos. I see some goofy stuff, but it's pretty chill. Um, I mean, MI Gardener, Epic Gardening, those are the cream of the crop. James Pigioni in New Jersey. He's got energy, that guy. Like those are my, like if I could figure out how to be myself and do what they do, that'd be incredible. They live in better climates though, that are more conducive to like longer seasons, like zone 6, zone 7, zone 10. Like I live in zone 4. So that's like my growing season's 90 days. Half the year I'm just sitting inside waiting for winter to be done. It's hard. But you can't sit in those feelings. You got to pull yourself out of it and be positive and keep trying when you live in the wintry north land. I would love to live in a zone 6, zone 7. That'd be heaven because you still get winter, but you get like an extra month of growing. Oh, I'm feeling sorry for myself, but at least I have one friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now I need to order a part. Now I got to get to business here. So I wish I had a tripod or something. That would be cool. To hold my phone. Something simple that I always have handy. My equipment's never like handy. except my hand is handy, so. Okay. What am I gonna do? I need to look up, what's that part called? And where do I find it? I'm gonna go to Rock Auto. I feel like Rock Auto is one of the cheaper auto parts stores. Parts Geek, Amazon's possible too. And plus, if it's the wrong part, it's like Amazon already knows. Oh, it's because I typed Rock Auto into Amazon. Okay. What is it called? Radiator. I'm just gonna call it a radiator holder. I know that's not what it's called. Holder, bracket, support. Radiator holder support. Maybe that's what it's called. Here we go. It's a radiator core support compatible. Oh my gosh. That almost looks like the part. Filter results. You know what I should do? Go live on my computer, because then I can show like screenshots of things I'm looking at. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop this mobile stream. Gonna try to hook it up on the old laptop, so that way people can follow along. So we'll see you in a couple minutes. Berries are sweet. Life is sweeter.